All right. Here we go. Salute to Knicks Nation on this Wednesday night.
Hey, all you
Another edition of Knicks Post-Game Live presented by Manscaped. Knicks go down to the land of the Hicks and lose 109-100. Wasn't all that bad. You know, second unit just couldn't hold down the lead against the Pacers second unit, but there were still some bright spots. And we'll talk about it tonight, man. CP the Franchise, JD Sports Talk. On the ones and twos, the penultimate preseason game. Knicks have just one more left before we get to the real deal, man. And I think it's time, man. We ready for this preseason be over with. But anyway, let's get into it, man. Phone line's up, 657-383-1509. Or hit us up on the KnicksFanTV Discord. Knicks Postgame Live, presented by Manscaped. And oh, by the way, we have a big announcement to make during this show. So make sure you stay through this show because we got a big announcement regarding the Knicks season opener, man. So let's get into it. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys. CPJD on the ones and twos. All right, man. Knicks lose 109-100 in Indiana in the return match of the preseason. You know, battle of the second units in crunch time, man, and Knicks just couldn't hold the lead. But nevertheless, JD, there was still some bright spots for me when in the meat of the game. And for me, it starts with it's going to start with RJ for me. 21 points, 7 of 14 from the field, 1 of 5 from downtown, 6 of 7 from the stripe. And the things I've been watching for RJ are the things he's been working on. His efficiency, finishing, knocking down his free throws. He's been very, very efficient in this preseason so far. 7 of 14 from the field tonight. I thought he finished well. Had some drives where you saw the one on Mathurin when he put it between the legs a couple times, took Mathurin off on his left-hand side, went strong on him, finished at the rim. Had some nice buckets in transition as well. 6 of 7 from the stripe. He was 2 for 2 from the free throw line in each of the last 2 preseason games. I think his shot overall looks good. Yeah, he only went 1 for 5 from 3. No biggie. Last game he went 4 for 7. Game before that, 3 for 5. Overall, I thought RJ was solid, man. What'd you think about RJ tonight?
Yeah, I think RJ is. I think he's ready for the season.
Yeah.
You know, he's showing to get to that 20-point mark very easily so far in preseason, and you know, not probably the amount of minutes that he's going to get during the season. I think he's going to get more than 27 minutes. You know, last game before he had 23 minutes in the opener, and then against the Pistons against the Pistons he had 20 something minutes. Last game he had 27, and tonight. So, I think one of the positives for me is the free throw shooting. He's only missed the one free throw.
Yeah.
And because, you know, in preseason, it's tough to evaluate sometimes just because they're not getting as many minutes, but also it is the opportunity to evaluate sort of how much improved were they in certain areas that they wanted to improve on. And for RJ, one of the main points is the free throw line. And that's why he's been able to get to the 20-point mark in less minutes, you know, because when you go into the free throw line 7 times and you're only missing 1 shot, you know, that's 6 points right there. And in addition to him improving as a team, the Knicks have to be a better free throw shooting team this season. So that's a positive. You know, so far in this preseason, he's 8 of 17 from 3, and that's with the 1 for 5. So even with the 4 misses tonight, you know, because he's been so good at the 3-point line, his percentages still look solid. And that's what you're going to look for in the season for him is, you know, he's not a sniper, you know, he's not Klay Thompson. Right. So, you know, he's going to have these 1 of 5 nights, but throughout the season, can you be good enough to where your percentage stays maybe 2 years ago where you were at that 40 percentile mark? Can you be around 38%? So I think that's encouraging, even if he went 1 for 5 today. And, you know, he's showing a little bit better in all areas. He had 3 assists, 4 rebounds, only 1 turnover. I think that's going to be big for this team, you know, not to turn the ball over, plus 13. Like I said, I think I'm very encouraged about RJ's play. little things here and there, but overall, very solid.
Yeah, no question about it. And I think the low turnovers, as I get to the next guy, I think it's going to be due to the Brunson effect. Now, Brunson himself didn't have a great offensive game, but I think him handling the ball and making more decisions for the team is going to benefit both RJ and Julius, who, again, had another good night. I mean, look, Jalen Smith is far from David Robinson out there. Julius was abusing him both nights. He's not a defensive guy. But, 13 points, 6 boards, 5 assists. Yeah, he had a couple of bonehead plays, but not many. I think Julius has been playing within himself, playing calm, and he's been looking smooth, man. Give credit where credit is due. 5 of 10 from the field, 3 of 6 from downtown. I think Julius said, he's doing what he has to do out there.
You have to give him credit, CP, for the effort in trying to just buy into a different style of play, in that he is trying to, or that's what he's showing, is he's trying to play faster. He's trying to play faster within himself. He's trying to play faster within the system, and he's trying to play faster within the scheme of the offense. In that, when he's touching the ball, he's trying to move it fast. If he's, a few times where he did bring up the ball, he's just getting over the half-court line faster, and then he's making that quick first pass. I think that's one of the observations I've made, is that first pass, he's trying to make it, within a second or two at most. And so, and you see the way that he's running a little bit faster.
Yeah.
I just think he's just trying to uptick his pace so that there's just more energy with the starters. We talked about one of the weaknesses with the starters, you could say, is athleticism and speed. And so if everyone is just going to play slow, it's going to look worse out there, especially when it comes to ball movement. So you have to give him credit there. He's played 65 minutes so far, only 2 turnovers, and those 2 turnovers came tonight.
Yeah.
So, you attribute that to his effort. And as you said, with RJ, the trickle down effect of having a Jalen Brunson on your team. And 25 minutes, only 10 shots. So you like to see that. 3 of 6 from the 3-point line. You like to see that he's rebounding well. And I also like the 5 assists because, can he get those assist marks without having the ball as much as he had last year?
Right.
Because you figured it's going to be more in the hands of Jalen. So you think maybe his assist numbers could dip. But if he can keep it at that 4 or 5 mark like he has in the past, and he's doing it with less usage, I think that is the footprints of a guy that's ready to have a very good season. I hope he can translate this into, opening night and the season. So you have to give credit to Julius, at least because he's trying to get better.
Yeah, no question. That, as you said, if he's able to do that with a lower usage, then those are very efficient nights for him. Especially nights like tonight. Again, it may not reflect that way in the point total, but if they're spreading it around, if RJ's getting his 20 plus and Brunson's is getting his, high teens into the 20s, hopefully maybe he has the 30s or so. Fournier dropping a few. You get Obi coming off the bench. They can spread it around nicely, man. So nice job by Julius. I think my third most notable tonight is Hartenstein. To me, I felt like Hartenstein really showed you why the Knicks got him. Tonight was one of his better nights. 5 dimes for Hartenstein. One of the things I felt like when we got him, I felt like him and Obi in a 2-man game was going to be really good. He had 2 nice dimes to Obi, 1 in the half court, found him leaking for the alley-oop, and 1 out in transition. Threw a bomb to him, connected touchdown strike to Obi for a dunk. And then he found quickly on a couple of backdoor cuts as well. So I thought Hartenstein was really good passing from the top of the key. I think he chipped in with about 9 rebounds as well, and 7 points, 10 rebounds and 7 points. So overall, I thought Hartenstein was pretty good, man, flashing the passes.
Yeah, and the ability with him, you start to see the 2 areas that were promising when the Knicks signed them, and that's being able to maybe you even run some offense through him, right? Where you just give him the ball at the top, and you have, you saw a lot of movement, look like a little bit of Golden State offense in terms of, you have a guy up top, and then you start to see guys from both sides of the court just cutting to the basket or coming out for a shot, having the confidence that Hartenstein could get you the ball either for a jump shot or, as you saw many times, a cut to the basket. You saw McBride get an easy layup off a Hartenstein pass. And so him having that ability, we talked about the flexibility and what Thibodeau is going to have at his disposal with, different combinations that he can play with, depending on how the game goes. You can utilize Hartenstein a little bit if you need a little bit more offense, or if you're looking to get more, another area to get shots, he can be utilized in that way. Nice with the 10 rebounds. I thought his defense could have been better, especially guarding the perimeter. And I think that's where, Mitch becomes valuable.
Yeah.
But again, this is where you have the combination where one player can give you something and then the other player can give you contributions in other areas. So, that's one of the reasons why they signed him, so they can, fill up some other needs. So very solid from Hartenstein, 23 minutes. The ability to hit the shot. I know he was 1 of 3, but again, you need that threat, just someone that can defend that 3-point shot to space up the floor for the rest of his teammates.
Space it up a little bit. Yeah, I thought he had some solid moments in the second half. So good job by him. Couple of game notes. No Rose, sat out due to rest. And, Tibbs said basically what we thought. Rose, we know who Rose is. He doesn't need preseason. There's no need to waste mileage in the preseason with him. Tibbs said exactly that. He's like, we know where he's at right now. So he didn't really need that. Give those minutes up. Maybe give Brunson a couple extra minutes to get some chemistry with the guys. Or you give McBride some more run as he's been getting in the preseason so far. But I thought that Cam, the 2-guard rotation, again newsworthy. No Grimes tonight. He did run in the open practice, did participate in the 5-on-5s that the public was able to see. So maybe they're just, taking precautions, giving him some extra time to rest. Cam did get his chance again tonight. Got some, how many minutes did Cam get tonight? Cam got 21 minutes tonight. Didn't play well for about 3 quarters. I thought his shot selection was pretty porous. Intensity, again, not there. That just may not be in his game. But overall, his shot selection was horrific in the first 3 quarters. But fourth quarter, give him credit. Stripped, got stripped the ball from Mathurin off his knee. Forced a couple other turnovers. Drove to the basket, knocked down a 3. Turned it up a little bit in the fourth quarter against that Pacers second unit while they were making their run. So I thought, Cam made the most out of lackluster 3 quarters with a pretty decent fourth.
Man.
I'm trying to save the Cam hype tonight, man. I'm trying to save him. I'm trying to give him some reason to be optimistic a little bit.
Mufasa said this at the Lion King movie when he said this about Scar. He says, "What are we gonna do with him?" Said that to Zazu. So I'm like, that's all I'm thinking about Cam, man. Because what's so crazy is, it's even in the game, it's a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Even within the game, you had mentioned, in the fourth quarter, it's like, in the fourth quarter, he goes 3 of 5. He goes 1 of 2 from 3. He gets 3 rebounds, an assist, a steal, and a block, right? Gets 7 points in the fourth. But then those other 3 quarters were so abysmal. Just underwhelming. He's 5 for 23 on the field in preseason. He's 2 of 11 from 3. And, listen, here's what I'm going to say, CP, in regards to Cam is, you want to be careful in preseason how, you overanalyze players' performances, right? Because I've been following preseason on other NBA teams, and there's even some established players that are not having great preseasons. However, the thing with Cam is, in the areas that you want to see an improvement, he's still lacking.
Yeah, he's still lacking, bro.
You know what I mean? Like, there's still some things here, and it's not even the motor for me anymore. It's just like, it's just like an inability to be aggressive, just take command sometimes. I know that sometimes the offense could call for him to stand on the corner, but, it's funny, when he scored a few times, he naturally got aggressive and they naturally were getting him the ball. So I feel like there is freedom in this preseason for guys to go out there and be more aggressive if you want. You see, Quickly has the green light.
Yeah.
So it's just, and it could go in accordance to what he was saying, where he said that he's just trying to figure out how he can, contribute. And it seems to be that it's a little bit mental as well, where he's a little lost in terms of when to contribute, when to be aggressive. Because when you have a player with that talent and his shot selection is an issue, that tells you that the player just right now doesn't have an understanding on how to, contribute and be aggressive and be efficient.
Yeah.
And I think that's what you're seeing with Cam, is that he's a little lost right now. And I gotta call it for what it is. And it's his defense has been right under solid, because I think it's also has been affecting his defense. But listen, I think that's been the most disappointing thing for me, CP. You know why? Because even in the 2 games that Fournier's played, Fournier hasn't been great.
No.
Fournier
was letting it fly tonight. He was chucking tonight.
Yeah, first game against the Pistons, he was 1 of 3, no rebounds. Like Fournier was
chucking tonight, man.
So you have a prime opportunity. You have no Grimes playing in preseason.
Yeah.
You have Fournier, who took a day of rest, which I think was designed for Cam. Like, I think the Knicks designed that to have Cam start and them take a look at that, combination with RJ at the 2 and him at the 3. So I have to give the Knicks credit in that it looks like they're trying to give him the opportunity. But he's just a little lost right now. So do I give up on him? I'm not going to give up on him because it's preseason. But, man, you talk about, an opportunity that he's losing. I also wouldn't be upset if, he has to fight his way and claw his way to some rotation minutes, because right now he's certainly not earning it.
Yeah, he's going to have to. I mean, unless Grimes' injury, comes back or he tweaks something, Cam's not in this rotation, man. The rotation ain't going to get bigger, bro. So it's not going to get no bigger. As you said, he's in a contract year. He has nothing but opportunity right now. But he looks lost. Lost is the word. Looks lost. And that's another reason why I said I'd rather see him with this second unit, because maybe he'll take that opportunity to make something happen, be more aggressive. And we saw a little bit of that in the fourth quarter. But overall, it's just not clicking. And his decision-making just hasn't been good, man, with some of the shots he's taking.
And CP,
off balanced and, it hasn't looked good, man.
And the more frustrating part about a player like him is, because even some Knicks fans have made jokes because of Knox and saying he's another Knox. With Knox, even when we had glimpses of Knox, it was just that high arcing 3. Like, he would come in, hit 2 high arcing 3s, and but that's just a jump shot from the corner.
Yeah.
Like, when you saw Cam in that fourth quarter, you saw the talent. He's taking guys off the dribble. He has a nice left-handed layup.
Couple nice finishes.
Couple nice crossovers. Like, you see, there is ability. There is skill there.
Yeah.
Which there's the difference. And the problem with players like that show you skill is consistency. And that is not what he's been bringing so far. And that's, I think, is what makes it so frustrating. And, you wonder if here is going to be the opportunity for him to tap into that potential, or if eventually it'll be elsewhere.
Yeah, I think it's going to be elsewhere, man. But Cam Hive, keep your head up, Cam Hive. How you guys feeling in the chat, man? If Cam Hive is in the chat right now, let us know how you guys are feeling about Cam's opportunities to really crack this rotation and make a name for himself, because not looking so hot. Definitely not looking so hot. And, in the KnicksFanTV Slack in our group chat, there's a lot of chatter about my guy Money Mitch tonight. Like a lot of guys were questioning my guy Money Mitch tonight, and
we're not gonna say names, CP.
Yeah, we're not gonna say names. We're not gonna say names. We'll protect our guys, but nevertheless, yes, on the offensive side, things can get a little bit tricky in terms of the spacing that he affords guys like Julius Brunson and RJ. But then you see the third quarter, where, he's getting after it on the glass, and second chance opportunities count for something. And that's Mitch's game. He's going to get after it on the glass, on the defensive end. He's going to try to protect that rim. At the end of the day, look, we all would love to see, Mitch step it out a little bit, and even on a Robert Williams type of level. He just may not get there. But if he's out there with a Julius, a Brunson, an RJ, and even a Fournier, I'm not necessarily looking for them to dump it down to him and let him do a turnaround hook. Like, if he gets that opportunity on a second chance point, rebound, offensive rebound, certainly go for it. But other than that, look, I thought Mitch, especially in that third quarter, showed you why he's valuable to this team.
And listen, man, I want it to happen too, right? Like, we all look at a young player and we write out a list of their weaknesses, and we want them to improve all that and develop that. And there's just some players that come into this league, there's the Tyson Chandlers, and there's players like that just have a specific skill set, and they improve that, and that's what you get. Robert Williams got a nice contract on the Celtics. I don't think Robert Williams is going to be shooting jump shots anytime soon.
Yeah.
So, you just have to take what you get from the player. And I think that's the reason why, Hartenstein was a signing. And with Mitch, I mean, listen, Mitch has 11 offensive rebounds in 3 games and not a lot of minutes, and with 7 blocks,
right,
with not a lot of minutes. I mean, that's pretty good. And one of the things I saw tonight is I said to myself, I think he's also, with RJ, ready for the season. You have to give Mitch credit in that he looks to be in much better shape to start out the season. I think that's one of the things that derailed his start last season is, he had a lot going on and he wasn't in the best shape. And you saw it on the basketball court.
Yeah.
And this season he's going into, you would hope would be a better mindset. He has the contract thing behind him, and now he can focus on basketball. And so far, so good. And, that's what you're going to get from him. And that's what you're going to need. When, yes, Hartenstein's on the floor, but you saw, a lot of those threes that he gave up, there wasn't even a hand in his face because he didn't even catch up to the defender.
Right.
Mitch can do that for you. Mitch is a good closeout defender. And if not, he's going to contest the shot. He's going to challenge the shot. And you need that in an NBA season. Guess what, CP? You're going to need that in opening night against Ja Morant.
Yeah.
And if you saw any of those games last season, you saw that Mitch played very well. Ja Morant had trouble in the paint. That's the value of a Mitchell Robinson, and that's why the Knicks gave him that contract. We can always discuss other areas. Yes, I would like for him to develop at least one move in the post where if he gets a point guard or he gets on a switch, he's able to take advantage of that. I think we saw a glimpse of it on one possession last game, but let's see if that develops. But for now, how about 2 of 2 for the free throw line? Can we start there? If he can improve that, I'll take it. A guy that can't shoot free throws, I don't want no Andre Drummond on this team. So if he can be around the 68, 70% at the free throw line, if he can do that, 65, I'll sign up for it right now.
Yeah, no question about it. 2 for 2 from the stripe, 48% from the stripe last year. So as you said, any little bit of improvement from there is definitely a good sign with Mitch. But you mentioned the Memphis Grizzlies. You did mention the Memphis Grizzlies on opening night. We are a week away from the Knicks season opener in Memphis. So we might as well make the announcement right now. And that is next week, a week from tonight, we are taking it live once again. KnicksFanTV, BetMGM presents the Knicks versus Grizzlies opening night watch party. Live from the 4040 Club, West 25th Street in New York City. We will be doing the show live. CP, JD, Alex, pregame, halftime, postgame. We got special guests coming through. We got prizes coming through. And we're going to have the building flooded with Knicks fans. It's going to be an incredible night, man. So I want to make sure all my Knicks fans go to BetKFTV right now and sign up. It's free to get in. All you got to do is RSVP, and it's going to be a great, great night. We'll kick off. Doors will open at 6 p.m. We'll watch the game. And we're going to have the game audio on, too, man. None of that fugazi stuff, JD. We're going to have the game audio on. It's going to be a vibe. And I'm looking forward to it, man. It's going to be a great night. We got Al coming down from Boston. Pre-game, halftime, post-game. It's going to be a great night, man. Knicks versus Grizzlies. Live from the 4040 Club. It's gonna be a good look, man.
That's big time, man. The 4040 Club. KnicksFanTV got it done, right? And
we gotta get it done, man.
Is gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be exciting. For us to do an event, even because last season we did it with the home opener, but doing an event where the Knicks are on the road. And then we'll have the home opener event as well. That's big time. So I'm excited. I can't wait. And Knicks fans, you guys better be ready.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one, man. And, the reason that we decided to do it this way was because when we did it for the home opener, it was a great look, right, to do it remote and do it before the game. But it was a little too rushy, especially for us. We had to set up fast. We had to go through the program fast and then finish fast. And then I had to run back to the hotel, drop my stuff off. I got to the game late. So it was too rushy. This way, we could all chill. We could watch the game, do pregame, watch the game, do halftime, watch the game, do postgame, and then chill out, have some drinks, whatever the case may be. Whole venue packed with Knicks fans. It's going to be a vibe. We got some time to chill and do the damn thing, man. It's going to be a great night. So as I said, go to betkftv.com to RSVP. It is free to RSVP. There's no dress code. Come in your Knicks gear. Come in your KFTV gear. Invite your friends. Doesn't matter. It's not a single invitation. Just RSVP and meet us there, man. It's going to be a great night. And on top of that, JD, spoke to my guys at BetMGM, and we're going to be giving away 2 tickets that night to the Knicks home opener on Friday against the Pistons. So come on the 19th. And your entry, your RSVP, is going to put you in the random drawing to win 2 tickets to the Knicks home opener at MSG. But you got to be in the building to claim those tickets. So all in all, great package, and it's going to be a great night, man.
I mean, hopefully, to cap off a great night, hopefully the Knicks get a win because that'll make it even more fun.
Oh, it would be pandemonium. It's going to be pandemonium. We're going to win, though, man. I have a good feeling about this game. I have a real good feeling about this game. So let's go. All right, let's take some phone calls, man. Let's go to Amir from BK. Amir, how you feeling?
Yo, what's going on, fellas?
Good, man.
First time caller.
Nice. What's going on?
So I can't believe I'm saying this right now, but Randle is actually looking good out there. He's actually looking good. I didn't have to yell at my TV screen not one time tonight. He's poised. He's making good decisions. It looks like the man's been humbled. Last year obviously was a hard year for him. I just didn't think this year I'd be bandwagon Randle because Obi, that's my guy right there. Obi's my guy. But I think the two can work out together if they split the minutes. Because, let's be honest, the team got a long way to go before we're going to be competitive. But if we can split the minutes between the both of them, we can accomplish 2 things. We can be competitive this year, and we can showcase Randle so we can still get him out of here because I just don't see him being the answer. But for this year, he might actually do something good for us.
Yeah, I mean, I like his optimism, JD, but it is only preseason, so let's caution that. He has his moments where he plays well. I mean, we can't just sit here and act like the guy's just a complete scrub. The guy has talent. These 18, 6-5 nights are not abnormal for Julius Randle. They're not abnormal. What we're asking for is better effort and better decision making overall, and yes, more efficiency from the field. No question about it. But tonight you had a night where 25 for Randle, 23 for Obi. You get your 48 minutes right there. But for Obi, he played practically half of the fourth quarter. In a normal game on that Pacers run, he's coming out. At least I think. The old Tibbs, according to the old Tibbs, he's coming out of that game.
At like the 8-minute mark.
So, again, it's hard to see. Like JD said in the last weekly, we're not going to know until the season starts what this thing really looks like. Because to me, the rotations are going to tighten up. And I just don't see this 50-50 split of minutes happening. I don't see it, especially if Randle is playing this way. I don't see it.
And you haven't seen Rose. We don't know how many. I mean, do we even have a glimpse of how many minutes Rose is going to get? Because,
that's right.
I think it's interesting the way they've handled him this preseason. I mean, the Knicks have had, 5 days off, and then you rest him tonight, and it's quote-unquote rest.
Yeah.
So it's like, is it more that the Knicks just want to give, maybe Deuce more minutes because they know during the season he's not going to get minutes, so why even play with Rose? Let's give all the minutes to the young guys. Or are the Knicks going to shift really? And is this going to be, I'm not saying to this extent Rose's role, but is Rose just going to get in the teens? Is that going to be his new role? Or opening night, here comes Derrick Rose, 26, 27 minutes. Like, we don't know. So that's why, my focus this preseason has been categories, free throws, turnovers, like those areas where we talked about with RJ's improvement, Mitch's improvement. Mitch hasn't missed a free throw this preseason in 4 attempts. So I'm looking at those areas for preseason because until the season starts, opening night when Randle's playing, Clark, and he's playing some of those athletic Memphis forwards, let's see how he plays under that duress and on the road with high leverage situation. Let's see what his decision making is then. Yeah. Let's see in a tight game where the Knicks need to score, how is he going to respond to that? So, that's why I'm ready for the season. But for now, you analyze it, but you just got to be limited in how you conclude some of these players.
No question. And it's been a light preseason schedule, let's be honest. I mean, they really haven't been tested that much. Second unit got a nice test, got some nice experience in crunch time against the Pacers second unit. Nibhard and the backup big who killed us last year in one of those games in Indiana. They were just killing us from the perimeter. So it is what it is. Shout out to Troy Davis, $5 super chat. He says Cam's a role player. He's a defensive specialist slasher. Fournier also role player. He's a floor spacer playmaker. They are worth $10 million each. Use them wisely. Okay. So Troy Davis weighs in on the two-guard situation. Salute to everybody in the chat once again. Let's get those likes up. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys. CP and JD on the ones and twos. Knicks lose in the penultimate preseason game, 109 to 100.
Who was the guy that we talked about during the draft that we hope the Knicks got?
I was getting to that, man. That was on the program. Your boy Mathurin was looking good out there, man. He's looking good out there.
What you think, man? What you think? You like what you saw?
I mean, come on, man. The athleticism, the way he attacks the basket, strong, finishing in contact. Mathurin looks good, man. He looks good. I got a chance to see him in Summer League for a little bit. I stayed after to go watch that game. I was hoping to catch it. It was Pacers versus Pistons, but Ivy didn't play. But Mathurin did, and he's looking like the goods, man. Mathurin's definitely looking like the goods.
Absolutely. He's looking like I mean, for him to produce, I know again it's preseason, but the other way around, it's not like he wasn't playing the Knicks, third stringers. I mean, he's playing the Knicks rotation players and starters. Yeah. And I think most of all you see on the floor is his confidence. I mean, the guy is like after every play. I mean, you would think this guy is like a 4-year vet, the way that he's acting on the court.
Hustle and effort.
I don't think he realizes he's a rookie. I mean, he's staring at IQ after a play, right? And he's trying to intimidate players. Usually those are the characteristics of a guy that wants to be great. Yeah. When you think about Cam and what he hasn't been bringing to the basketball court, that's what you wish you could get with Cam and Mathurin. The motor, the strength, the confidence, the trash talk. He looks like he's going to be one of those trash talking players. And listen, man, the Pacers got a good one. But looks like he's going to be one of those hits during the draft process. So definitely shout out to all the guests that came in and gave him, their evaluations, because he definitely doesn't look like a bust.
Nah. And Mathurin looks good. Pacers got a nice little formidable tank going. Once they get rid of Turner and Buddy Hield, forget about it. They're all in on the Wemby sweepstakes, man. But Mathurin's going to be the goods. But I mean, imagine that, a Mathurin Wemby ticket. They're going to be right there. I think they're going to be right there. Once they get rid of Miles Turner and Buddy Hield, Pacers tank is going to be legit. They're going to be legit. But yeah, you got Nembhard playing. They got a nice little a couple of young prospects out there. But Mathurin looks like the goods for sure. Back to the phones we go. Let's go to Truth from Arkansas. Truth, how you feeling?
Hey, what's up, fellas? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear. How you feeling, bro?
All right, yeah. First things first, ain't no way Fournier should be playing over 20 minutes in the preseason game. But I agree with CP about Julius staying in his body by not making things all about him. I'm ready to see regular season RJ. I'm going to be in Memphis Tuesday. Got my tickets yesterday, so I'm ready to hit the road. Yeah, it was a low-key Cam Reddish sighting out there. And I ain't going to lie, I agree with the Cam Reddish and his motor point, but he got to get some real time. He got to get some real tick, at least play 20 minutes in a real game to get some groove at a consistent level. And like JD said, he can have 25, 30 a night because the potential is there. bad shoe night for Brunson and IQ that come with the game. With those two, I'd rather have them in the trenches with me any night.
Yeah.
I love Mitch as a starter because of defensive presence and Hartenstein because of the facilitation for the young guards off the bench.
Yo, Truth, when you get to Memphis, man, we need a Truth live on location. We need a post-game phone call, man. We're going to be live on location.
I'm in there.
Yeah.
I'm in there. You're going to have to put me on the Zoom call. I'm in there.
Yeah, we go need Truth live on location, man. So definitely turn up out there. Yeah. We'll be out there heavy, man. So definitely represent KnicksFanTV well and call us, man. Call us when you're out there.
Already.
All right, Truth from Arkansas. Headed out to Memphis with the rest of the Road Warriors, so salute to them. Obviously, had a couple Knicks fans in Indiana out there heavy as well. Yeah, IQ didn't have it tonight. Was bricking away. Brunson struggling a little bit. It is what it is, man. It's preseason, man. It is what it is.
Yeah, 18 shots, 24 minutes. That's
he was seeking that shot, boy. He said no rose, let it fly.
Right. He definitely took it to heart tonight. We'll see because he definitely had an aggressive mindset tonight, and 18 shots. He took a lot of twos because he was 2 of 7 from 3. Only 1 rebound, 3 assists, minus 18. But I will say there were a couple plays because, and this was something that he'll have to kind of bottle up during the season. If this is, if he's, in other words, in games that he's going to have this mindset where I'm going to be aggressive, I'm going to look to score, he has to be able to identify the possessions where he can become a point guard. Because there were a few possessions in his aggressive mindset where I thought he had a player open. Mm-hmm. He had a play that was in front of him, and he missed that player because he was bottled up into that aggressive mindset. So you can stay aggressive, but there are going to be possessions throughout that you're going to have to become a point guard and see an open player, an open man. He missed some of those plays tonight, but hopefully when the season starts, if he can improve there, that'll be great. I don't know that this will be him in the season, just because I'm looking for him to improve on his start of the preseason, but also the way he ended, in which he showed more of an all-around game.
Yeah, I mean, and look, that's what preseason is kind of for, right? Summer League preseason, he's still working on his game. As you said, he took a lot of twos, which is something that he's been wanting to do. He wants to improve that efficiency overall. It is what it is, it is what it is. But I agree with you. He definitely had some opportunities to make more, but he was looking for a shot more tonight. So that's just where IQ was. And a timely super chat we got from JWE Event Group, $10 super chat, who says, facilitator IQ with the greater than sign, better than chucking ball dominant IQ. So he definitely agrees with your sentiments there. Also got a super chat from Troy Davis, said the best floor general off the bench is Hartenstein, Cam, top at IQ. Almost everyone on the bench struggled to score without a true point guard. Hart is the point guard. I wouldn't go that far, but look, he's looked good. Definitely looked good passing the ball, and you have to like what he brings to that second unit. Truth did bring up Cam and the two-guard rotation. Here's what Ian Begley had to say about Quentin Grimes in regards to his spot in the rotation. Here's Ian Begley. So to everybody in the chat, hit that thumbs up button for you boys.
Concerned about it. Grimes has missed all the next preseason games thus far due to the left foot injury, and he may play Friday in the Knicks preseason finale against Washington. But being off the court for practices and games has taken away the opportunity for Grimes to compete for that starting shooting guard spot with the Knicks. Now it's Evan Fournier's job on opening night, but I do think that based on everything that was going on in the offseason leading up to training camp, Grimes would have had a legitimate shot to compete for and win that starting shooting guard job if you were healthy in training camp and in the preseason. Now, you take that off the table at the moment, but I think if and when Grimes is healthy, I don't think anything's off the table in terms of him playing his way into a starting role. Tom Thibodeau has said that he needs shooting with that starting lineup that features Julius Randle, RJ Barrett, Jalen Brunson, and Evan Fournier obviously provides that in spades. He set the franchise single-season record for three-pointers made last season. So for Thibodeau, it's about who fits best with the unit as a unit, not so much about individuals. But even with that being said, I do think if and when Grimes is healthy and back on the floor, he will have every chance to compete for that starting job.
All right, that's our guy Ian Begley, and Ian will join us for the pregame show when the Knicks tip off in Memphis as well. So shout out to Ian. But Ian said, look, once Grimes comes back, he's still a candidate for that starting job, man. What'd you think about that?
I got a new twist to it, and I really, after he said that, I really started to think, and I looked at when they called a timeout earlier today and they looked lax and Fournier was struggling. And I said to myself, like, man, yeah, this is not going to last long. Like Fournier being a starter, I don't think it's going to last long into the season, CP, because when you look at, Tibbs, you need to have a move when you start to struggle, right? So in other words, say the Knicks get off to a slow start. What's the immediate move? Usually when coaches are quote unquote potentially on the hot seat, you have to have a personnel move in front of you to go to as a quote unquote shakeup when you struggle. Mm-hmm. Where is that move? You're not, if you start 2-5, for example, you're not making a move with Brunson. You're not going to do it with Mitch. You're not going to do it with RJ. You're not going to do it with Randle. The 2-guard spot is that move to kind of, make that switch the way that he did last season when he benched Kemba, he did this and that and the fourth. That's the easy move right there is, well, we're struggling, so we're just going to, let me shake this up. And then that's where they can pivot and go to Grimes and just see what you can get there. So I think that's just such an easy move that they feel more comfortable starting Fournier, because if you went the other way and you did it with Grimes, what do you do if you struggle? What does the coach have left where he can just say, okay, let me shake this up and see if we can get better. So I think, with what Ian Begley is saying, I think that's why Grimes he could be out and you could think that he's out of it, but he's not. He's not, because again, even in the games Fournier has played, Fournier hasn't wowed me. And I think what you're going to see is what you're going to get. And Grimes is going to be, I think, the eventual starter at the 2-guard, I think, sooner than what people may think.
Yeah, I agree. Like I said on Weekly when we talked about Fournier for the season, again, we all know what his strengths are and what he brings to this team. I just think he's just warming the seat right now. And once Grimes gets back healthy, I think ultimately he'll get that job. Because as far as fit, yes, certainly as a shooter, as efficient as Fournier is, he can. But again, for me, Grimes on the defensive side of things just changes things for me. Because I keep saying he's a guy, and Tibbs has said it as well. His defensive acumen, his defensive tenacity is going to help this unit overall when they get into shooting slumps. When they get into a funk, when Brunson doesn't have it cooking, or RJ or Julius is breaking it up. Maybe it's a Grimes who's getting after it in the passing lanes, or his help defense is good. He's sending a double team and the pressure is causing a turnover or causing forcing a bad shot. Those are the type of things that Fournier is not going to give you consistently. Every once out of 10, it'll give you some crazy effort. But then you'll see it on something tonight where, a ball goes up and he loses Mathurin completely, and Mathurin is sneaking right in front of him to grab an offensive rebound and a putback. Those are the type of things. And look, those type of things happen to everybody. But for me, a guy like a Grimes, younger, better defensive awareness, I think ultimately he has to fit into that spot in the starting lineup. And he moved Fournier to the bench, who can still give you something with his shooting, but defensively he's not as much of a liability.
And that's why, I've always questioned the narrative that, he just fits better with the starters. I just think that, because he contributes that one shooting, it's like, okay, we're going to get that from Grimes. But, he's a veteran, and he may get better. I think you may say better opportunities as a shooter with the starting five, because you have Randle and you have Julius, so you have higher end players.
Randle and Jalen.
Randle and Jalen.
Yeah, Brunson.
Randle and Jalen as potential players that can get him shots. Since Randle, had the 5 assists tonight, he can get, better opportunities than being with the bench. Although I've thought that maybe him being with more speed could help him. But how do you maximize that? So maybe they're looking at it that way. I just think that, you saw it a few times tonight on the court where Jalen was caught up and, Fournier couldn't rotate in time because he doesn't have the speed.
Right.
And we talked about this where the Knicks had that tough run last year, CP, where we said when the Knicks play some athletic teams, you're going to start to see having Burks at the 1, having Kemba at the 1 with Fournier. That is going to get exposed against the higher, echelon teams, more athletic teams that run fast. You're going to see that it is just not the best way to construct a roster, in my opinion. So if it were up to me, I would go Grimes from the beginning. But I just think that, you got to go somewhere. And the way that Tibbs think, let me give the veteran the first shot, because it's just easier to pivot to the young guy than to do it the other way around. The way Tibbs operate, you bench Fournier from the beginning. Then what happens if you want to start him? You're gonna get the same rumblings that you did with Kemba.
He won't be missed. Look, and that's not a knock on Fournier, bro. We know what he is. He won't be missed, man. Go with Grimes and just get it over with, man. Just get it over with, man. Let's get our defense up. Let's get after it. Let's get RJ some transition buckets. Let's play fast. We want to play fast. Let's play fast.
You saw him in open practice, man. Grimes was, you saw it.
Yeah.
He can hit the 3 and he was defending out there.
Yeah.
So it's like, why play with it? I agree. I would go from day one, go with Grimes. But, Tibbs is not going to go that way, I don't think.
Yeah.
I just hope, CP, the only thing I fear is he treats Fournier like Burks. I just hope that he doesn't do that. I don't think he will. You would hope he learned from that. But you imagine if he does that Burks thing where he just starts the whole time?
Yeah, he did my guy Burks dirty, man. My boy, my guy Burks dirty. He might not even make it to the Garden, man.
That's why he's hurt now. He's recovering now.
Well, man, he had so much mileage as the point guard. He got bunions on his feet. He can't even move out there. Did my guy Burks dirty, man. Sheesh. Yeah, I'm ready for the season, like you said, man. I'm ready for it. Definitely ready for it.
They got the Wizards on Friday too. So
Wizards on Friday, and then
think Beal's gonna play.
Let's see. Is KP playing?
He played last game, so I think he will play.
All right, a little KP versus Mitch action. Maybe a little KP Hartenstein, KP Sims. Some good matchups out there. Is Neto still on the team, man? I'm sitting there watching TJ McConnell. I'm like, yo, how is this guy still bothering the Knicks? For 2 minutes into the first quarter, he's picking up full court. I'm like, here we go, man. TJ McConnell always finding a way to be a pain in the Knicks side, man.
Yeah, bro, TJ McConnell, man. Like, I'm watching him tonight. I'm like, why every time you play the Knicks, you go so hard?
He goes, man.
Like, I was like, chill. Can you chill? I'm like, yo, he's acting like this is the finals.
Bro, full court
and it's
press.
Always against the Knicks.
In the preseason. I couldn't believe the first game against the Pacers. I'm like, no, that is not TJ McConnell. I'm still out there on the court, man.
I'm like, yo, at this point, I think teams know what you can offer. He's like picking up full court after timeouts. He's on the bench, like coaching the players. I'm like, yeah, damn.
I guess there's a reason why he's still in the league, for that long. You give him credit. You know what I'm saying? Give him credit. That's longevity for you, man. Yeah. That's longevity. Where some guys with so much more promise are playing with the Shanghai Sharks. You know what I'm saying?
No, listen, man, when you talk about especially a team like that, you talk about a Patrick Beverley role, that's good that he does that, but it just seems like he just goes a little bit extra when it's the Knicks.
Yeah.
I got to research to see if he has something. There's a history of something. Maybe he could have been drafted by the Knicks and he got something there.
They gassed him up during the workout and went elsewhere. Went with Jordan Hill.
Because he always plays well and he definitely goes to another level in the effort department.
100%, man. Well, great show. You know, it is preseason, man. We ain't trying to be in there all night burning the midnight oil, man. I think we should probably do another show tomorrow and finish up the Expectation series. But great show. Let me shout out my guy, Michael Parker. $10 super chat. Says salute to Knicks Nation. Salute to Michael Parker, man. Definitely appreciate it. Mike Rambo says, wifey said not tonight, but shout out to the front office. Still wet behind the ear, but haven't made a bad move. That second unit by D. Grimes more than the first. All right, so Mike Rambo sprinkling a little TMI in there, but hey, whatever, man, whatever you into, man. Hey, just make sure when she does say tonight, you got your Manscaped ready, bro. That's right, Manscaped.com, promo code KFTV for 20% off plus free shipping. All right, so make sure you're on that, Mike Rambo. Don't get caught out there lacking, man. Make sure you go to Manscaped, get your lawnmower 4.0, so that when she's ready to go, you won't be out there caught lacking, man. You know what I'm saying, JD? He threw the alley, man. I had to go for it, man. He threw the alley.
Listen, man. We always ready, bro.
Always ready.
Everything in here.
Oh, you got the travel pack on this plate.
If I gotta go, pick it up, I'm out. I'm ready. Everything in there.
Let's go.
I'm always, gotta stay ready so you don't gotta get ready.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean?
That is a fact, man. That's a bar right there, man. So yeah. Anyway. As I said, ladies and gentlemen, a week from tonight, for those of you in the New York City tri-state area, man, the only place you want to be watching the game is with us, live from the 4040 Club, man. KnicksFanTV, BetMGM, Knicks versus Grizzlies, man. It's going to be a star-studded affair, a packed house of Knicks fans, special guests, prizes. As I said, I got a couple tickets to give away for the Knicks home opener, so you definitely want to RSVP and come through. It is free to get in. No excuse. There's nothing to pay for, man. Just RSVP, jump in the line, and jump inside, man. It's going to be great. As I said, we'll have the game audio, so we won't have music. You get to hear all the commentary. Well, it's going to be ESPN, so you get to hear Breen, Van Gundy. If they're doing that game, I hope they're doing that game. Breen, Van Gundy, and Mark Jackson. Hopefully they're doing that game, not the West Coast game. We'll have the game audio, but then also, like I said, we'll have Knicks Fan TV live on location, pre-game, halftime, post-game. It's gonna be an incredible night, man. So make sure you guys go to betkftv.com and RSVP today. And that's it. Remember that the show is available in audio podcast format as well. So if you miss it on video, you can catch us on all podcast platforms, man. So that's the story. Knicks lose 109-100. See you guys tomorrow, man. Peace.
Go Yankees.